What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Football Chatbox. My name is Ryan, and welcome to the Game Week 33 team selection stream. Hope you are all doing well. As you know, Game Week 32 is still going on. I'm on a tiny red arrow, even the rank that shows is basically the rank before Game Week 32. But currently, I'm on like a tiny red arrow, with however 6 more players to go, including my Isak captaincy. So let's hope we can finish on a green arrow and inside the top 1 million. That would be the ideal situation. However, from the results of game week 33, I have ended up with a Ederson size problem. Now I'm gonna have to hope that Ederson's groin injury isn't too serious and that he will be available to play. Because if he's not available to play, then I kind of need to decide what do I do with the keeper transfer? Ideally, because I wanted to have a double game week goalkeeper and to bench boost in game week 33 as well. And that is still the plan, to be honest. I don't see that really changing. At this moment, obviously, if my team would look something like without any transfers, the team would look like this in game week 33. Actually, I should probably put like, okay, it would look like this technically if I didn't make any transfers. And let's say, for example, I chose not to bench boost, then the team would look something like this in 33 with 2 free transfers. One could be used on a Villa player, maybe like Isak to Watkins. But let's say if I didn't free hit, then I would end up with something as follows. Although I did plan to free hit in 34, which is why I had 2 double game week goalkeepers. If I had no plan to free hit in 34, then I wouldn't be having 2 double game week goalkeepers. Which would have left me with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players to kind of deal with. Which isn't ideal. I mean, I could have sold like the Arsenal lads as well, to be honest. Like I would have kept the Palace lads potentially. And would have probably sold off the Arsenal lads, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I have no plan on, obviously at this moment, no plan on playing. Sorry, no plan on avoiding not playing the free hit in 34 because clearly my squad is definitely not set up for it, and I don't want to play with less than 11 as well in 34 by taking hits. So this is the team. Bench boost is on the play. The bench boost is the play right now, and free hit 34 has to be the play because team is not set up for non-free hit. Even if I had saved my free transfers, the only thing I would still be like 3 players down. So free hit 34 definitely happening. I think bench boost, now that I've set up for it, I probably should consider it. If I didn't play my bench boost this week, then I would have to probably pray as well, but play my triple captaincy. Although it's not ideal to play my triple captaincy this week because the captaincy options aren't that great, and like 36, right? The team would look, or like my bench 36, assuming let's say Southampton, City and Villa did double. The bench in 36 would look something like this, probably. Actually, I would put Saliba on the Munoz section instead. If I was to look at it, this would be like a bench in 36 with this 5 free transfers. Could actually be, it'll be 4 free transfers. 34 would be a free hit. 36 it'll be with 4 free transfers, which would probably also include potentially probably have like this, right? Yeah. So like Livramento, Saliba, and Rea could move out of the bench for whoever. Like if let's say Villa do double, then I would have a Villa attacker as well. Along with, I guess, Bournemouth would double as well in that specific situation. Could get a Bournemouth attacker as well ahead of Mateta. But then I'll be in a bit of a state come game week 37, maybe potentially. So yeah, I don't think the plan for 36 bench boost is there for me. If I think about it, I think game week 33 just play the bench boost regardless of whatever happens. Just push that chip out of the way because that chip is very annoying. Bench boost chip in general is an actually very annoying chip. I wish they would actually remove the bench boost chip personally. It's just a very annoying chip. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So we'll talk about some transfers for this week. Becky, shout out to you. Comb, how are you doing? Tin, welcome as well. Freddy, welcome. Nick, welcome as well. Hope you are all doing well. And anyone who's watching in the background as well, welcome to you. Becky says, what's up? Comb says, free hit 33. I will, okay. I forgot to add free hit out of the options. Guys, I'm going to make a new poll. I completely forgot about free hit 33. I should have put the no chip and free hit into a... Don't vote. I'm making a new poll. How do I copy paste? It won't let me copy paste. Right, end poll. And let's make a new poll. Please vote again on the new poll. Joseph, how are you doing? Welcome as well. So let's put bench boost. Actually, assistant. Free hit, and I'll put triple captain / no chip. Or would free hit and no chip go? Triple captain. If no chip, just put no chip. Actually, yeah. If you, I can't put 5 options in this poll, but here you go. Here's another poll. If you have no chip at all, just put in the comments that you're playing no chip at all. Green arrow, 168, but through the 15 points on the bench. Ooh, let's have a look, shall we? 15 points on the bench. I know. I've seen a few bench boost scores. Not bench. I've seen a few bench scores this week. For once, I don't have 15 points on my bench, but I do have Ederson and Rashford who outscored Saka and Raya. I guess you can't win them all. Becky 16. Oh, Becky's having an insane game week. 1, 2, 3, 4, but 4 players to play compared to everyone else who has 6. Although I should add Harvey Barnes, Becky. Fair play to you. Fair play. Well done, actually. But you captain Salah. That's interesting. I would have thought you would have gone with the double game week captain. Should have probably looked at the Isak captain still. But I guess, okay, fair enough. But well played, 69 points. Good stuff. So let's see how... You should still be okay for a green, I think. Freddy said, hi, Ryan. Nick says, hello, everyone. Bench boost strategy for Game Week 33. Probably just a free transfer. Double Game Week keeper to replace Fabianski. Fair enough. Joseph says, Ryan, Com, Lomi, and Chatbox. Indeed, welcome, everyone. I have benched 53 points in the last 3 game weeks. In one way, you can say your wildcard was superb because you picked a lot of good players on your wildcard. In the other way, you can probably go, your wildcard was so good that you had so many benching headaches that you ended up in this situation. But yeah, it is what it is. What to do. Do we know what's the news on Aina's injury? He's red flag, but it says predicted to return in time for the Spurs game. At this moment, I don't think we have any news. We'll probably have to wait for press conference news. Let me check and see if there was any update in the recent press conference. No, nothing. Yeah, you're gonna have to wait for press conference news, Nick. Nothing at this moment. Combe says, hi, Joseph and chat. Welcome. I would have thought to actually, I totally forgot about the double game captain. Oh, my days. Been using assistant manager and not making the gains I expected due to all the other chips in use, hovering now 20k in the last 4 weeks. I mean, 20k is still pretty good, to be honest. Still pretty good. Now, let's talk about some transfers as well, right? So, like I said, team is like this. Now, initially, the planned transfers were Isak to Watkins, which I still think is not a bad idea. Personally, I'm still surprised. Watkins hasn't been getting the minutes that I thought he would be getting. I don't know what's happening, but he came on. He made the difference as well against Southampton. Should have had an assist as well if Asensio didn't miss his pen. Got a goal as well. So I mean, I'm still okay with going for Watkins in the double. The problem does arise obviously after the double, depending on whether Aston Villa in the Champions League or not. That's a massive difference as well. So we'll know this week what Aston Villa's situation will be like. Then obviously we have. I wanted to play differential, and instead of Morgan Rogers, I was looking at Asensio. Now this is where some. Now here's the thing. Asensio is apparently supposed to be still second in charge for pens after Marcus Rashford. Now here's where the problems arise. It's not this game week. The game week after that, the problems become my issue. Like game week 35, would I have to rely on Aston Villa players with rotation? Like both Rashford and Watkins I'll have in my team in game week 35. And it's not like both will start, right? Only one of them will start. Whereas if I had Morgan Rogers instead of Asensio, at least one less trouble to deal with. Like I can bench one of Watkins or Rashford. Probably bench Watkins, most likely the case. And I'll have a Morgan Rogers who I know will play 90 minutes or close to 90 minutes as well. So that's like one less benching headache to deal with. Game week 36, another double. The only thing is Morgan Rogers is so template that I need these massive differential players to make any sort of rank, guys. So that's the only thing that I'm like, should I just play differential? It hasn't worked out. Like Rogers has been getting points in the last couple of weeks. Anyone who went safe with Rogers has actually been doing pretty well. So I'm a bit lost. Now, obviously Nick mentioned about his thoughts of KDB. I was like, ooh, KDB. Can I go and get him? Unfortunately, I can't. I don't have the budget because I'm stuck with Saliba. If I didn't have Saliba and I had like Kiwior, and had someone cheaper instead of Ederson, then maybe KDB could have been on the cards. But for me to try and get KDB now, it's just too expensive. So I can't really afford KDB. Wouldn't have mind KDB though, to be honest. Over Asensio as well. Or even over Morgan Rogers. I would have loved a KDB punt. I would have thought to actually being 36 points with glass and chip. That's actually not too bad. Still one more table bonus game to go. And then game week 33, you can either keep it on Glasner or you can switch it to someone else as well if you really wanted to. Aditya, how are you doing? How much did you score? At this moment, I'm on a tiny red arrow with 41 points. Tiny red arrow. This is what the team looks like. Got a Edison size problem now, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, what to do? Murillo, unfortunately, he was so close to getting a clean sheet as well. Like Forrest was this close until Murillo himself made the mistake. He was on two table bonus. He was on 2 bonus points as well. He was so close, and then everything just crumbled. So sad. That would have been the right play in Murillo, but yeah, I still think that was the right play. That me playing Murillo over Guardiola and Saliba, it was so close to paying off, but it is what it is. Whoever feel the Southampton goalkeeper is the MVP this week. Whoever owned the Southampton goalkeeper is the MVP. I know a few people who owned Asensio. If not for McGinn, you'll be looking at negative points with Asensio, sadly. So yeah, I mean, do I get Asensio, who is most likely going to be a differential? I mean, his numbers aren't like they aren't top tier. His numbers, like if I sort by XGI, his numbers he's like second here purely because of those 2 penalties. Like look at the XG non-pen 0.75. If I was to get sorted by just XG, obviously then Rashford is high. Diaz, Jacob Murphy is doing pretty well. The 2 Newcastle lads have been doing incredibly well. Asensio is just right below 0.75. Where is Rogers? Rogers is slightly higher, 0.98. In terms of chances created, you've got the Arsenal lads. Who is the highest Aston Villa lad? Morgan Rogers. 5 chances created. Not that great, is it? Compared to like Bruno Fernandes 17, Enzo Fernandez 12, Diaz 10. That's insane that the Aston Villa lads are not creating many chances. Goal attempts. This one you have Asensio high at 10 goal attempts. So he's taking shots. That's definitely there. Definitely there. He's taking shots. Shots inside the box as well. Asensio is pretty high on that as well, to be honest. This is why I kind of want to go for him. He's like that X Factor player. And then chances created, we did have a look. Big chances though. Asensio obviously there now. I don't know penalties. I don't think they count as big chances, do they? I don't even know, to be honest. Big chances created though. Rogers is up there, obviously with his assist that he got. He's got those returns as well. So yeah, I mean, tough decisions in terms of midfield pick. In terms of forwards, Watkins is nowhere on this list, and there's a reason, because he obviously hasn't been getting any minutes, and because of no minutes, that means lack of XG. And yeah, so the whole go for Watkins, is it even worth it when Isak probably might do better potentially? But 2 games Watkins versus 1 game Isak. It's technically 2 game Watkins versus 1 game Isak, because ideally I would love to have Isak after as well. Would I? Game week 35. But if Aston Villa double in 36, then I definitely want Watkins, right? So I had to take that punt. I had to risk it for the biscuit. At this point, I have to risk it for the biscuit, purely because of the fact that I'm not going to gain any rank by playing safe anymore. Especially at my rank. Especially at my rank, I'm not really going to gain much. 66 in the league. I'll take the small green with no chip used. Fair enough. What's the ranking right now? Let's have a look, shall we? 66 in the league. Ruiz or Aditya? Here we go. 51 points. Konsa, Munoz, Livramento, Rea, Sala, Palmer, Eze, Murphy, Marmoush, Isak, Mateta. Obviously, you have 6 more players as well to go with Isak captain. So you basically have the same players except for Eze. Eze is your differential. So it's basically Eze versus Sa. For majority of players, it's like Eze versus Sa. That's the only difference, right? Everyone else has exactly the same players, almost exactly the same players. Now Becky obviously different with how he runs, but almost the template is this 5, and then it's Eze versus Sa. So it's going to come down on Thursday or Wednesday night, depending on your time zone. It's basically going to come down to who has Eze and who has Sa, and depending on how those two perform. It's boring, but just get Rogers always plays all other midfielders are minutes risk. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm wondering. Like, should just get Rogers, and at least I won't have to worry about minutes in 35, 36 even. I won't have to worry. 37 they will blank obviously, and then there's 38 against United, who Morgan Rogers would be better than. Rashford anyway is ineligible to play Man United. So it would be Rogers and Watkins. It's so disappointing to go for Morgan Rogers. I mean, I love him as a player, but the fact that his template is like, I want something differential, but nothing's really stepping up to the plate. Not happy with Ain't on my bench. That was unlucky. I don't know. Who would you drop? Like, Ain't on the bench. That was a bit unfortunate, to be honest. I think a few people had Ain't on their bench. 18 points on my bench boost this game week, all thanks to Ain't 14 points. Home is loving it in that specific situation. Pope or Martinez, you reckon? My initial plan was Ederson, but now it's uncertain with his injury. Yeah, see, I had Ederson in here and I thought that was brilliant. No one really went for Ederson. That was another differential for me, because everyone else went for like Areola on the bench boost for 33, and I went for Ederson. I was like, a differential player that could actually do well. No, FPL is like, screw you. Here we go, take an injury. Now I had to wait and see. So with Edison, honestly, I don't even know who to switch him to. I honestly don't know. Do I go for Allison instead from Liverpool? But Allison's fixtures after aren't incredible as well. Like the reason Edison was so perfect was the fixtures after, like 35, 36, they're all pretty good. And Rhea's fixtures were hard and like tough. Like I could have benched Rhea and played Edison. Maybe I should have just done that from the start because Edison has been outscoring Rhea, but that's kind of why I went Edison. Now, obviously, there's no point in switching to Ortega as well from Manchester City because like it's not like Edison is out for the rest of the season, right? So that means Ortega could easily come like lose his spot in a couple game weeks if Edison is out just for this game week. So then the other option is Martinez, but Aston Villa are not keeping a clean sheet against Newcastle and Manchester City. So that's just a waste of a transfer. So then I need to pick a goalkeeper who could keep a clean sheet this week and has good fixtures in like 35, 36, 37, and 38. No one really. I mean, Sells is probably the one who stands out. Crystal Palace, Leicester, West Ham, but in 33 he has Spurs. I already have Murillo. Who else stands out? No one else really. Wolves, Man United. Nope. West Ham. No, I want to hedge against that. So tough to decide, guys. Anyone with keeper suggestions? Um, Between Pope and Martinez, I think Martinez just for the double game week. Like Pope is probably not going to keep a clean sheet against against Newcastle, right? Is he? Sorry, against Aston Villa. I'm 15 in the league. If you want to bring my team up, yes, let's do it. I know Freddie's bench is also in a similar situation. Let's have Freddie. 45 points. Rhea, Livramento, Guardiola, Munoz, Palmer, Eze, Salah, Murphy, Marmush, Mateta, Isak. And Freddie, unfortunately, does not want to see his bench. We'll avoid that. But however, Freddie, what are you doing with Gabriel? What's the move with Gabriel? What is the play with Gabriel? Not just not usually as template as you think everybody benches him. That is true as long as they're in Champions League. If they're not in Champions League, then he's going to be played a lot. Can I download this stream to my phone as I want to listen to audio on the plane tomorrow? Ooh, you should be able to. This, I don't think this goes to YouTube Music. You can, if anyone has YouTube Music, you might be able to see this on YouTube Music. But honestly, if you want to download this stream, I think there's a option to. You can just look at like. I think there's a download button on YouTube, but I don't know if it's like for YouTube Premium or not. Would it be worth a -4 to get? And unfortunately, I don't put the stream on. Did I put these streams on like Spotify? I don't know. You guys tell me. Would you listen to team selection streams on Spotify or like Apple Music or wherever? Would you listen to team selection streams or just the podcast? Would it be worth a -4 to get a double game week? To get 4 double game week players in. I can do De Bruyne, Rogers, Konsa, Kivio, in for Palmer, Murphy, Livramento, and Aina. The Konsa move is probably not worth it, Nick, personally. Like, do you see Konsa keeping a clean sheet over like Livramento's 2-pointer? Because Livramento's 2-pointer plus the -4 means that Livramento basically is getting you 6 points. Do you see Konsa getting you more than 6 points? Because I have Bowen, it prevents me from getting Saliba in, which is so annoying. Oh, I see what you mean. Areola maybe has decent fixtures this week on. He does, but I'm definitely backing against the fact that Everyone's going to have a West Ham goalkeeper, and I'm going to hope and pray that Southampton can get a goal against West Ham. A -4 will get me to 12 double game weekers with a bench boost active with 3 free transfers. Oh. It depends on who you guys are removing. Here's the thing. Who are you guys removing in as part of this -4? Like, I'm assuming it's a defender, right? All of you guys are looking at someone like Livramento. Like, even me, right? I can remove Livramento. I obviously can't get a double game weeker unless Edison. Now, let's say Edison is out, then I have to take a -4. Unless I chose to keep Isak ahead of Watkins. Like, if I kept Isak and didn't remove him, then I move Edison to Martinez. So I'll have one less double game weeker. But I don't mind that because it's Isak, and like longer term Isak is like still slightly better. But like removing Livramento for an Aston Villa defender for a -4. Do you guys think it's worth it? I don't know. Would you guys think Aston Villa -4 Livramento? Just need to pick the right ones. Yeah, you kind of need to pick the right one. Where is this? This is Becky's. This is Aditya's. So this is Freddy's as well. Freddy, what's the plan? Thanks, mate. Or anyone else knows? There is a way you can download like YouTube links, convert them to MP3. But I can add this. I haven't recorded this, so I can't add this to Spotify because I wasn't starting to record. But I think YouTube might have a download button. Gabriel Saliba very likely. Palmer maybe for Saka, and Livramento out for maybe a Forest. Gabriel Saliba, Palmer for Saka, Livramento out for maybe a Forest defender. Fair enough. 3 free transfers. Palmer out for Saka maybe. Yep. So Gabriel to Saliba most likely. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think this is like you have double. So you'll end up with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 doublers. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Are you selling Murphy as well? Or not selling Murphy, right? Keeping Murphy. Fair enough. Murphy's been doing so well, guys. I don't know, like the guy has been insane. Crazy how many returns Murphy has been getting. But it's just that your midfield has so many options that you probably need to target a double game weeker. Now, apart from all of that, which other midfielders can we go for? So this is the team attack in the last 4 game weeks. Aston Villa's attack. How is Aston Villa's numbers up here? But for some reason, their midfielders just don't have that many chances created. Like Rogers is on 5. Who's creating their chances? Defenders? Surely not. Chances created from defenders? Nope. So where is all of Aston Villa's attack? I don't know if this is just like Aston Villa's attack is just maybe I'll sort by XG non-penalty because the penalties might have boosted Aston Villa. Yeah, probably. Looks like it. The XG non-pen. City, Newcastle, Wolves. Ooh, Wolves. Interesting. But last 4 game weeks does include the blank game week. That's the only problem. So data is kind of skewed towards the teams that play the more minutes, which is why I had to sort by minutes by XG. Newcastle, City, Brighton up there, Bournemouth as well. At the bottom, obviously Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich, and Fulham and Brentford as well. Forest have gone down as well, which is disappointing. Forest have gone down quite a bit in attack and defense. This is the defensive data. Aston Villa third here, but they've had some favorable fixtures, I should add, in the last couple of weeks. Southampton's defense has actually improved in the last 4 game weeks. Keeping Saka for my free hit 30 regime. 33 team depends on if Champions League game goes to extra time. Fair enough. They have to. That would have to be the biggest. That goes to extra time. That would have to be the biggest bottle job. Surely three. What's the score right now? Isn't it? Oh, it's 3-1. No. Okay, now we can go to extra. I thought it was 3-0. Yeah, 2-0 Real Madrid at home. Oh no, it's 3-0. The first leg. Surely, surely this can't go to extra time. How they had to lose 3-0 at home, or even 4-1. That's let's just, I don't know. We'll see. Arsenal will win 2-1 against Madrid. That is probable. That is possible. Even Madrid winning 2-1 against Arsenal is also possible, and just Arsenal just because of aggregate score end up going through as well. Uh, but yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, not only Arsenal, Aston Villa's Champions League is also very important to know what happens, because if they get knocked out of Champions League, then they have to focus all in on the league. And the league table has now gotten a bit more tricky for those top 5 spots. So, top 5, even Arsenal could fall to third place potentially, uh, depending on how the Champions League and everything goes. Newcastle obviously winning has put them in the contention. Chelsea's form has been disastrous, so they've been falling off. But they're still, like, look at it: Aston Villa, Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, and Forest. All in there, only a couple points which like differentiate all of them. So these are the teams you kind of want to target to have in your team, because they kind of have to win every game possible between now till the end of the season. All 3, 4, 5 of these teams have to win as every game possible. So these are the teams you kind of want. Now, thinking about that, me looking at removing Isak and Murphy when they kind of have to go for it in every single game, not the best of situations to be in, to be honest. Is Mateta okay to play? So, okay, Mateta was substituted for tactical reasons, apparently. Which means it wasn't an injury. So, tactical reasons he was substituted. I still found it a bit odd to remove your striker out at halftime, even though he wasn't having a great time. Like after that, they changed system and everything, and just Crystal Palace just fell apart. I do expect Mateta to still start. This week, the only thing is now Nketiah will be back, which means Mateta might not necessarily get like 70 plus minutes. You might be looking at best only 70 minutes from Mateta, which is disappointing, to be honest. But yeah, the real winners are those who went for Eze. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough Champions League football. You need to focus on all these teams that are targeting Champions League football. I guess the same should be said for the likes of Fulham, Brighton, and Bournemouth as well, and potentially Brentford and Crystal Palace as well, because they can still, anyone, if they can get to like 8th, I think 8th spot is still up for grabs for Conference League football. So 6 and 7 will get Europa League, and then 8th will get Conference League. At this moment, Fulham are in that spot, but Brighton, Bournemouth, Brentford and Crystal Palace, all of them will want to try and get to that 8th spot as well, if possible. Obviously, Brentford and Crystal Palace 5-point gap, not the easiest, but I mean, there's still like 6 games to go, right? So lots to play for. There's quite a lot to play for European spots. The only thing that's kind of done is basically like relegation. Relegation is basically done, and the title is basically done. European spots are a lot to play for, and then the teams in this middle gap. I mean, technically speaking, Everton downwards, you probably don't want anyone. In most cases, there might be 1 or 2 players from here who are looking to like switch clubs. Like you go and look at Cunha, for example. He'll be wanting to prove something, switch clubs, whatnot. Could be a decent option. Some teams might be playing for a spot in next season in their teams as well, like Wolves, trying to impress the manager. Potter trying to get a system going for West Ham, maybe. But yeah, ideally you just want to avoid most of those teams. At this rate, double game week is like the trap to template everyone, and then the non-double game week actually need more than double game week points. Yep. Yep. Yes. Well, I mean, Harvey Barnes has done really well. Who's this game week? Obviously, Joe Pedro. Told you guys from the podcast. Told you guys Joe Pedro will start. Joe Pedro started. Two penalties is that's a definite luxury. But he's done well. Um, Aston Villa obviously played an extremely strong squad. Chelsea, I mean, Chelsea have been. No one else has really stepped up, right? Like Ain't Nuri, definitely. Anyone who had Ain't Nuri, obviously Combe with the bench boost, has definitely done well. But nothing else, right? There's not many. Like for us, disappointing, could have kept a clean sheet. But in terms of majority non-double game weekers, there haven't been that many else who have performed per se. 33 though could see quite a bit of differentials. Like non-double game weekers, there is a possibility they could perform. Brentford versus Brighton, nice fixture for the single game weekers to perform. Can they outscore the double game weekers? It's possible. It's possible that some of the Brentford Brighton, depending on how that game goes, there's a possibility to outscore a few double game weekers. This is the mega fixture. Liverpool versus Leicester. It's very possible that even Salah could potentially outscore all the double game weekers and be a good captaincy option. Even that, you look at some of the other double game weekers and their fixtures. The only one who stands out for captaincy is probably Saka, but that's purely because Arsenal have Ipswich. Like, if it wasn't Saka, who would you guys captain? Marmoush? Not the easiest of fixtures, but probably Marmoush, right? As another captaincy option for this week. Anyone with any captaincy thoughts? Because that's another way to gain rank as well. So, like, if I was to go for Morgan Rogers, I could try another way of gaining rank is by having a differential captain. But who would you guys captain? The 8th spot depends on Newcastle making the top 4, I think. Oh, does it? Why is that? So if Newcastle, oh, because they won the League Cup. Okay, they won the League Cup. That makes sense. Because they win the League Cup, that should give them automatic. Does the League Cup give them automatic qualification to Europa League, or does it give them automatic qualification to Conference League? League Cup gives cup runners up qualify for the Conference League. Oh, they only qualify for the Conference League. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, Champions League or Europa League? Yeah. So for Newcastle, because they won the League Cup, they qualify for the European Conference League, but they already look like they're kind of safe to qualify for the European Conference League, which means um, their position goes, the Conference League players who go to the next highest Premier League side who have not qualified for Europe. So Basically, fifth and claim England's additional. Brighton finished sixth and qualify for Europa League. Bournemouth finished seventh and take the Conference League place passed down by. Oh, I see. Okay. So there's only one Europa League spot. There is only one Europa League spot from the league place, from the looks of it. So basically, you had to finish seventh then. Ho. Seventh is the Europa Conference League spot from the looks of it. Well, that's a bit tricky. Okay, we'll have to wait and see. FA Cup could also have a play. Like if Crystal Palace or Aston Villa end up winning the FA Cup, that secures a Europa League spot as well. So we'll see, I guess, how that goes. Anyways, lots to see. I think a lot of information will be a bit more clear after this game week and like after the semi-finals in the FA Cup. Surely Bowen playing Southampton is better than most W's. I can't bring myself to go there. Yeah, by that case, you would say also Luis Diaz playing against Leicester is probably better than most doublers as well. That would be the same logic as well, right? Like Luis Diaz might be even more tempting option than Bowen as well. As a Barca fan, that Real Madrid trashing was beautiful. Oh, did they get hammered? I saw Mbappe got a red card. Oh, they lost one. Oh no, they won 1-0. Oh, you mean the Arsenal trashing? Okay, fair enough. Could you see someone I'm looking at for my free hit 33? Oh, interesting. Luis Diaz triple captain perhaps. Fair enough. So game week 36 play bench boost. Free hit 37. Yes, that's the plan, Tiger. Since you played your assistant manager, game week 36 you'll have to play bench boost and free hit you'll have to play in 37. Now I should also add, while I have everyone here, game week 33 deadline I will not be able to do because I will be in a plane. So I'll be traveling, which means I will not be available for the deadline. And I think by the time I land is like 15 minutes before the deadline. So definitely can't do a deadline stream or anything. Which means the deadline stream will be on the Friday this week. So we'll have a deadline stream on Friday, and then we will discuss any team related questions you have, answer any questions on Friday. On game week 33, there might be an hour or something that I might have via transit. If anyone has any questions, if you put it in the Discord or send it on Twitter or Insta, maybe I'll be able to answer those ones. But just expect me to be mostly unavailable during game week 33. And then 33 onwards until I will be back after game week 35's deadline. So 36 onwards should be content, should be fine. Like 35 until game week 35's deadline, I'm not going to be available. So content we'll do content. I'll definitely do content while abroad. But obviously the time zones will be varying. So it'll be a bit more instant in terms of the time of streams and all of that. So just keep letting you guys know. In terms of the next couple game weeks, in terms of content, going to be slightly different. But we will try and have streams. It's just that deadline streams might not necessarily be on the deadline. They might be the day before, mostly in most cases, just because of like I'll probably come back after like the days traveling and then sit down, do a deadline stream with you guys. They will, however, be still at relatively time-friendly time zones, except for those of you in Australia, because of Australia being ahead of everyone else. Anywhere I go is like the other side. So not the most time-friendly time zone for Australia, but for everyone else, it should still be at a pretty decent time zone in terms of deadlines. So yeah. Whereabouts you going to? I'm going to somewhere in Asia. Somewhere in Asia. I'll let you guys know when I come back. Where exactly? Double game players are not promising. Yeah, no, it's not. But there'll be a lot of interesting food Uh, I'll definitely put on put on some weight, but I'll definitely be losing the weight as well by walking about. Double game week players, yeah. How did you go, Turpentine, in terms of the game week? How did you go? Safe flight. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know about that. So no deadline stream on Saturday, but we will have it on Friday. Podcast should be on Wednesday. I will make a. I should probably make a free hit video. I'll make a free hit video and a bench boost video. Maybe I'll put them all in one video. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll see how we go. Let's have a free hit video. I'll probably make, instead of making a who to buy video, maybe I'll title it as these are the players to get for a bench boost instead. I'll title it that way. So that might be the bench boost, and then I'll have a free hit one. I'm sure no one really wants a wild card in game week 33. I know Roy is playing his wild card in game week 33. But I don't know if anyone else is playing their wild cards in game week 33. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, my decisions right now, as things stand, is freaking Aston Villa midfielders and Aston Villa forwards, and what to do with Ederson. That is basically my problem at the moment. So no moves will be made until Champions League is done. You're chatting with the Arsenal fan. No. So he was last week. I tend to rotate my co-host, so that it just doesn't like. They're also very busy, so I tend to rotate between them. So this week I might have Karan instead potentially. So we'll see how it goes. So the only thing while traveling, the only thing that will take a slight pause is the podcast, because trying to coordinate podcast guest while traveling is a bit more harder. So that will be on a break. Everything else, content wise, will mainly be like live streams. I won't be able to do recorded videos, but I probably might look at making a few more shots potentially. Playing bench boost, says Turpentine. Please check my team. T Valentino. Let's have a look. Valentino. Can you tell me where you are in the mini league? Not the easiest. I have to control F. Nope. Have I missed it? Aha, found it. Alright, we have Jose Sa, Virgil van Dijk. Oh, with the goal. Munoz, Saliba, Rashford, Saka, Elanga, Salah, Merino, Marmush, Matita. Yo, this week you're just gonna have to ignore this week in terms of Newcastle ads. Now, you're on a bench boost, you said. Let's put your team into FPL.team so I can visualize it a bit better. So bench boost, you said. Okay. So it's something like this. Your bench this week. What's the status with Anthony Elanga? Do we know? Played like 31 minutes, came off the bench as well. Elanga and Virgil van Dijk, I don't mind. Jose Sa, obviously. Jose Sa, probably not that great. And Larson as well. I actually don't mind Strand Larson, funnily enough. Who would I want? I mean, you only have 5.7 even if you were to sell Strand Larson. What are you going to do for that bench is what not what I thought of. I have two subs. Kind of manifest good news for Ederson coming closer to deadline. Yes, please. Ederson be fit ahead of the deadline. What were you going to do, Turpentine? And do you have a free hit left as well? Yes, you have a free hit left as well. So this is technically your bench, right? Like everyone else has doubles. Salah is basically a player you'll play. Van Dijk is fine for the bench boost. Elanga also against Spurs, honestly, is fine as long as he starts. He's fine against Spurs as well as part of the bench boost. So it's Strand Larsen and Jose Sa. Technically speaking, the way Man United have been playing, even Strand Larsen is not a bad option. The thing is, if you were to remove Strand Larsen for 5.7, you can't really find that much. Who do you even go for? Hmm. Hmm. Go Pedro, probably not. Evan Nilsson, maybe. Could be Evan Nilsson, but Evan Nilsson against Crystal Palace compared to Joe Pedro against Man United. Sorry, Stan Larsen against Man United. Tough, tough, tough. Yeah, I don't know who you would want. Yeah, a free hit. Yeah, so free hit would be game week 34, right? So this is what the team will look like in game week 34. So free hit is definitely on the cards for game week 34. The question is, what do you do with your 2 free transfers? I guess Jose Sa could be one to go, but like, who can you bring in? Like, the only one you can afford is like another single game week goalkeeper, because both Ederson and Ortega is way more expensive, and Martinez is also way more expensive. You can't go for Arsenal defense or Crystal Palace. You already have Henderson, so you have to go for a single game week goalkeeper. In that case, you might as well just play Jose Sa. I guess your other question is, going back to your team in terms of chips. You have the assistant manager. You didn't play the assistant manager, did you? So that means the assistant managers for the doubles. That means the bench boost has to be played this week. Hmm. Who can we get? Anyone? Name that Daniel Mallon is also classified as a midfielder for Aston Villa. Arsenal, Newcastle. Sorry, I mean Crystal Palace, City. Also, no other option. Who are City's forwards classified? Haaland and yeah, nope, no chance. Yeah. You're looking at single game week players. You mean I should leave Pau and Ruben? I mean, were you looking to remove them? Pau Torres is a problem. But is he a problem because they're in the Champions League? Tough to decide. Pau Torres, Aston Villa. Didn't he play in the Champions League? Let me check. Aston Villa versus PSG. Yeah, Pau Torres played in the Champions League. He didn't play against Forest because he was Mings and Disasi. But was Pau Torres on the bench? Yes, because this was against ahead of the PSG fixture. So Pau Torres should technically be first choice Aston Villa defender. So he should come back in for Mings, right? So Pau Torres should play, technically speaking. Like, he should play the upcoming double game week. Ruben Diaz, I mean, who are you planning on removing him? The thing is, who are you going to remove those two for? Ruben Diaz for Guardiola, maybe? Pau Torres for who, though? Pau returned nothing in 2 games? Yes, because of the Champions League, right? That's the main reason, I would say. Okay, chat, I'm off to pack and have a safe flight. All right, Tiger, hope you have a safe flight. Enjoy the Arsenal fixture as well, Tiger. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. I hope you have a great trip in the UK. And obviously, I'll definitely talk to you once you are back as well. So have a great one. And thank you for joining as well. Hope you have a great game week as well. Um, Pau Torres, I would say he most likely got benched because of the PSG fixture, right? So rest in basically. Wait till the Aston Villa versus PSG game goes. If Pau Torres starts that as well, there's probably a case to be made that Pau Torres starts against Newcastle. Here's the one thing I'll add. Um, they're not going to keep you a clean sheet. Even if you were to switch Pau Torres to another Aston Villa defender, they're probably not going to keep you a clean sheet. That's the one thing. So then the question is, where do you use your transfers? You need to decide on how you're going to use your transfers. Get a Combs team as well. Combe, obviously, with the bench boost active this week, thanks to a certain Ent Nuri for saving it. I mean, imagine if Murillo kept the clean sheet. Combe would be loving life right now. But already the bench boost is pretty successful thanks to Ent Nuri. Now, the Combs question is also in terms of, Kukure. Oh, the goal got ruled out, didn't it? This one. So this coming week in 33, you have a lack of Crystal Palace players this week. Gonna have to hope that Newcastle do the business, I guess. So 33, I can see why you want to play your free hit to attack the doublers. Let's put your team up here as well. Just Richards from Crystal Palace. Could you afford Tyreek Mitchell from Crystal Palace? Oh wait, aren't you tripled up on Crystal Palace, Serpentine? I thought you were tripled up on Crystal Palace. Munoz, Mateta, and Henderson. Oh, you'll have to remove Munoz. No, I wouldn't remove Munoz. But you can't get a Crystal Palace player, right? Crystal Palace and Arsenal, you've tripled up on both. You really can't go for them. Your only options are another City defender or an Aston Villa attacker. Really forgot about Palmer too, but if the options for Arsenal mids in a way, the others are still a differential to Saka, then gut feel tells me Rice would perform better. What is this for, captaincy or? But I have two subs. Yes, you have two subs. So you can still actually, if you wanted to switch Ruben and Pau Torres, you can. Because honestly, Strand Larsen against Man United is not too bad. And Jose Sa as well, given that United are struggling to score at times, Jose Sa could potentially keep a clean sheet as well. And like if you were to like swap Jose Sa, it's for another single game with goalkeeper. It's not really worth it. So you might as well just keep Jose Sa. So you could keep your bench actually the same way it is. You could also not. I mean, depends. You could bench boost. You could also not. Could bench boost in another week as well. Like you could bench boost game week 35. I don't know what your team will look like in game week 35 though. Hold on, Com. Before I look into your team, let's just have a look at what this team would look like in game week 35. Oh, they're playing Man City. Fair enough. Game week. I was thinking of a game week 35 bench boost, but you're playing Man City, so rather play Man United at this point. Yeah, fair enough. Actually, Edison keeper or Guardiola? Edison, you have to wait and see. In terms of we don't know the injury status on Edison at this moment, so you kind of have to wait and see for Edison. But you can't afford Edison, right? That's the other thing. Now this is Combs' team as well for this week. I can see why you want to free hit Combe. So your team was never set up for a 33 bench boost, right? It was kind of set up for like a bench boost potentially in 36, if I'm not mistaken. If things went your way and with the free transfers, you were kind of set up for a 36 bench boost more than anything because of the amount of forest lads and whatnot. So yeah, I can see why you want to free hit in 33 for captaincy and starting to replace Palmer. Oh, Declan Rice is a differential captain. Oh, that is actually not too bad. Very interesting suggestion. Yeah, honestly, that also might not be too bad. Declan Rice, Saka is probably going to be the template pick. Marmoush is definitely an option. The only thing is Marmoush is playing Everton. They aren't the easiest teams these days to play against. So that's a bit of a worry. But then Saka hasn't really been pulling up trees. And if they if he's going to be like minutes managed because of the semi-final of the Champions League as well, most likely, in terms of semi-final, then is he really the best captaincy option? He has the better fixtures though. Ipswich and Crystal Palace are definitely good, which is why I guess your Declan Rice differential punt is also not too bad. So yeah, I guess Becky's team, Becky Saliba, you don't have other Arsenal assets. That's why you can do it. No wonder. I remember this conversation about Visa with Becky on the deadline stream. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that was a bit unlucky. Collins, I think I mentioned you to start Williams, right? That has also been unlucky. Williams was so close to a clean sheet as well. Unfortunate situations. Let me close this. Aditya's are close. Freddy's close as well. So we have Valentino and Combe at the moment. So yeah, I guess honestly, you could actually switch Pau and Ruben. You could also just switch Ruben if you wanted to. First, wait and see in terms of press conference news for Ederson as well, and what's his situation in terms of Ederson. And then make a decision on terms of where you want to use your two free transfers. If possible, try and attack as much as you can. So yeah. And Combe, obviously, I can see why the free hit is part of a play for this. Okay, having said all of that, are there any questions? I want to replace Elanga with Rogers. Yeah, actually, that is also not too bad. Now that you mention it, you could also do that. This was your team, right? So Elanga with Rogers. Yeah, that is also not too bad. You get like a Rogers head. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't mind that as well. Go Murphy. No, no, don't go Murphy. Murphy doesn't have a double game week. Rogers has a double game week, so I'll go for Rogers. If you're going to replace Elanga, go for the double game week player. Murphy, you should have gone this week. Instead of like the upcoming week. You should have done it this week if you're going Murphy. Now a bit too late for Murphy. Because a lot of people will be looking to sell Murphy, to be honest. What are your plans for the coming game week? At this moment, coming game week, idea is to bench boost. I should probably set my bus team. So idea is to bench boost. Bench will look like this. Murphy to one of Rogers or Asensio, and Isak to Watkins. That was the plan. But if Ederson is out injured, then the plan might have to change where potentially Isak could remain if I wanted to. And I don't go for Watkins. And then I'll have to swap Edison with, I don't know, Martinez maybe for a double game week goalkeeper. Or I could even look at a different keeper. But there aren't that many that actually stand out as a keeper that I would want. So yeah, I don't know. I have to decide. All depends on what situation with Edison. But I will have a better idea when we do the deadline stream on Friday. Remember that conversation, but it really can go both ways. So it's just how the game plays. Towards the end of the season, I figured no harm punting the risk. Yeah, exactly. Right. End of the season, you kind of have to take some level of risk. Ortega, thing with Ortega, I don't mind it. The only reason is it would have to be if Ederson is out for the rest of the season. Because like Ortega is, if he's going to be only playing for 33 and then he's not going to, like, if he's going to lose his spot come game week 35, 36 and all, then it's kind of a waste of a goalkeeper transfer where I'm just like doing the transfer and then having to get rid of the goalkeeper again. Like if I'm getting Ortega, I kind of want him to be available for the remaining, at least until the double in 36. I need him. If he's available until the double in 36, then I don't mind Ortega. So it depends on the situation of Edison and his injury status. So have to wait and see. I can go Ortega only if Edison is out until 36 at least. Because then I'll get a double game week goalkeeper, potentially a double game week goalkeeper in 36. And then I can play rare for the last 2 game weeks. So that is the plan. We'll have to wait and see. Captaincy is another big decision to make this week. I don't know where to put the armband on. Saka is one. Marmoush is another at this moment. Don't know what to do. Alright. I think we'll end it here. But thank you all for watching. And thank you to everyone who did join as well. Let me end the poll as well. Currently the poll we did 2 polls, but the second poll, 13 votes. Bench boost obviously leads, assistant manager as well, same as bench boost. Free hit and triple captain had 0%. How did the triple captain have 0%? It had more votes in the last poll I ran. Who was playing the triple captain in the last poll? Anyways. But yeah, well, this is how it looks like. We'll see what happens. I will see you all on Wednesday most likely for podcast. I will look to record a video tomorrow. Might actually be a free hit video potential. Oh, can I do a free hit video? No, I need a bit of information on terms of Champions League before I can make a free hit video. So maybe tomorrow's video will be more of like a players to target for the bench boost video. And then podcast obviously on Wednesday. Free hit video on Thursday. Deadline stream on Friday. I think that will be the plan. Anyways, I need to go. I will see you all on Wednesday for the live stream. Make sure to leave a comment once the video is done as well. For those of you who do leave comments like Combe and Joseph and Tiger and all, and anyone else I might have missed, thank you for leaving comments. Just make sure to leave comments after the video just to boost the algorithm. And if you know anyone who is obviously interested in helping us in terms of like getting subscribers, if you know anyone who plays FPL and hasn't subscribed, go get them to subscribe. Having said all of it, thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, everyone.